Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I've heard of once in a lullaby. Ooh, somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Ooh, someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles smell like lemon drops, high above the chimney tops. That's where you find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, I can't I? Ooh, someday I'll wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles smell like lemon drops, high above the chimney tops. That's where you find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds can fly over the rainbow. Why, oh, why can't I?
If you don't know me, I'm Claire's father, or Padre as she calls me. And so thanks for all coming. I know some of you have travelled quite some distance, some from just around the corner, some of us from 50 miles away in deep East Essex, some people over there from Canada, 3,500 miles away. Hey! Wait. Even better, 10,500 miles away from Australia. I win the prize. But thank you very much everyone for making the journey, no matter how long it was. Before I go on, I must just say that Claire and I don't like being too emotional in public. You wouldn't believe that from coming down the aisle. But Claire and I have always had a bit of a special relationship. We know how each other are feeling and we know what we're thinking. So from there, I'm just going to say what Forrest Gump said. That's all I'm going to say about it. I think you prefer that. So did I. Page turner's not working.
Technology.
Why did I get stuck?
Technology.
I put it on Dropbox so I could do it on my phone. I couldn't read it. So it's big writing. We're delighted that Brad's joining our family. And I'm reminded that marriage is not a race, it's more of a marathon. Now, uphill or down or flat, Brad loves his marathons. Claire's even walked a marathon for the moonwalk, so at least they're prepared for the marriage. In addition, it's been great getting to know Brad's parents over the last few years, and the family in general. We now consider them to be our extended family, which is lovely. Now, my role as father of the bride is quite limited. I don't get to do anything about the dresses, the hair, shoes, outfits and any sort of thing, which is quite nice for me. But it does mean that this morning, the same as you did, I was at awe when I saw Claire for the first time today. So there are things I didn't get involved with, so I thought, what could I have got involved in? First off, I was banned from doing the Ministry of Silly Walks down the aisle. I thought it lent itself to it, but no. My suggestion for a quick wedding was rejected. I thought £500 Gretna Green was a really good alternative. No. Even the top tier of the cake wasn't taken. I wanted New York style cheesecake. So I gave up on that idea. Instead, I decided to start concentrating on a theme or what to say in this speech. I was reminded to keep it short, so I prepared 2 speeches that Jane would listen to in preparation, a short one and a longer one. So she said, okay, what's the short one? So I said, thank you for coming. No, it was too short. So she said, what's the longer one? So I said, thank you very much for coming. Apparently they weren't good enough, so I was back to the drawing board. There is one thing I do want to say, or 2 things actually I want to say. First of all is thank you to the venue and to the caterers. I know you haven't eaten yet, but having been at the tasting, you really are in for a treat. It's fantastic. So just thank you to Becky and the crew here. Thank you very much. Now I know you've all got a glass. I'm not going to ask you to raise and stand up, but I just want to offer a toast to absent friends. I know we've all got some absent friends here. So to absent friends. So what else was I going to say? Well, first of all, I have been banned from telling jokes. But then, are they really jokes, I ask you? So does it give me carte blanche? Sadly, Val pointed out to me earlier, a couple of weeks ago, that, well, people haven't had the meal, they've not had much alcohol, I'm not going to get much chance of a laugh out of it. So I gave him that, and I think Colin will be pleased about that.
I blame your father.
Yeah. Now I remember my father-in-law at our speech, at our wedding even the speech, and he said in his speech, he wasn't so much losing a daughter, but he was gaining a sofa. My father, at my sister's wedding, said it wasn't so much gaining, losing a daughter, but gaining a driveway. So I thought maybe I'm not so much losing a daughter, but gaining a Bear Grylls. I also remembered Stuart's speech. It's around somewhere. And I like that idea. So here's some do's and don'ts about Claire. First of all, don't assume just because she's in bed, but her eyes are open, don't assume she's awake. When she screams in your ear, as you lean over to give her a kiss goodnight, don't scream back just as loud. It seems to upset her. Don't let her walk downstairs reading a book. It's not the trip you want. Amen. Don't say something from Monty Python, and even worse, from Bob Newhart, because you won't stop her. I'll give you an example. If I say, I don't think you're going to go, I don't think you're going to make it, she will say,
I really didn't think you were going to make it.
Bob Newhart's hilarious if anyone doesn't know. One thing, do make sure she has a coffee in the morning. I think we all know the outcome if not. More seriously, most of you know Claire. She's one of the most caring people I know. She wears a heart on her sleeve, as you saw today, and has impeccable taste. She also has a love of teaching, and Jane sees her work most weeks, and she is full of pride and admiration for the teacher Claire is. She also has an annoying ability to look good in anything she puts on. Yes. Emma claims even a black bin line would look good. But today she has excelled herself. And I think you will all agree with me, she looks stunning today. I almost forgot one other thing about her, and that is, quietly, begrudgingly, she will actually occasionally admit that one or two of my jokes are funny. Now, I appreciate you all looking forward to eating. There's 2 more speeches after me, so I won't go on much longer, I promise. So finally, and at last I hear you say, Claire has been resisting chocolate for over a year now, and is really looking forward to dessert, and she's ordered a chocolate brownie. Now, you should all have a box in front of you, with a label that says don't open until instructed. Well, now's the time. There's yours, Claire. But no, they're not Cadbury's.
Is it actually?
So, Claire and Brad, I hope you've both had a really good day so far. And I hope you have a great afternoon and evening as well. So we all wish you the best wishes if you take your next steps in life together.
Rewind, Brian, rewind it.
Rewind. Claire and Brad, I hope you've both had a great day so far today and have a great afternoon and evening ahead. We wish you all the best wishes if you take your next step in life together. So can I ask you all to stand and raise a piece of chocolate and raise a glass to the bride and groom.
The bride and
Thank you.
Firstly, on behalf of my wife and I, I'd like to thank you all so much for being here. It's truly humbling that so many of you have made the journey to celebrate with us on our special day, and even more humbling to know how far some of you have travelled to be here. There are times when you need to be surrounded by the people that are most important to you, and for us, this is one of those occasions. We hope you're enjoying the day as much as we are. As many of you may know, there is a huge amount of work that goes into preparing a wedding, and it's safe to say I've had a pretty easy ride. I've done lots of nodding, and I've done even more keeping out of the way. I have, however, completed my jobs with ease. I arrived at the church on time, and I didn't sustain any sporting injuries that could have ruined our photos. I'm extremely grateful we have such a great, amazing group of family and friends to help us organise such a perfect day. A special thanks has to go to Kathy for icing our wonderful cake, and to Amy for working her magic with the flowers. We've got a couple of I'd also like to say a massive thank you to our mums, who've worked tirelessly to make today happen. We really couldn't have done it without you both. So thank you both very much. Ben, Glenn and Mark, I want to thank you all for being my ushers. It means a lot to have you guys by my side today. There's an unwritten rule of wedding etiquette which states nobody should look more handsome than the groom on his wedding day. And you guys have stuck to that rule to the letter. Victoria and Emma, you've been fantastic bridesmaids and you both look stunning in your coral dresses. Thank you so much for the help leading up to the wedding, for organising the hen weekend and the bridal shower. They're both great events. I was only at the bridal shower. And most importantly, for making sure Claire made it down the aisle. It's an honour to have Steve and Guy as my best men. I've saved the soppiness for later on in the speech, but I just wanted to say thank you for the years of fantastic memories. You're both part of an amazing group of friends that I really couldn't be without. So thanks, guys. I'm so grateful that Jane and Brian have welcomed me into the family with open arms. I wasn't sure that was going to happen when I told them I was a Chelsea supporter. You help and support us in so many ways, and I again want to thank you for making today so special. We couldn't have done this without you. Your biggest contribution to the wedding, however, is raising two perfect daughters, one of which I fell in love with all those years ago and married today. So for this, I'm eternally grateful. Mum and Dad, we've also raised 2 perfect children. Without you, I wouldn't be standing here the man I am today. And without the years of love, support, and as I grow older, friendship, I certainly wouldn't be the man I am. The lessons you've taught me have shaped me into the man who was able to take the heart of such a wonderful woman. So I want to say thank you to you both.
Jesus.
I'm sure you will all agree that Claire looks incredible today. When you walked down the aisle, you really did take my breath away. The pause at the start of the walk down the aisle did panic me a little bit. But I've since found that was just them sorting out your dress. You've been there for me since day one, and you've always supported me when I need it the most. You've been there to pick up the pieces when things haven't gone to plan, and you've stood by my side, pushing me to achieve things I never thought I could. I'm so proud to call you my wife, and cannot wait to see what the future has in store for us. We've lived together for quite a while now, and today I haven't just married the woman I want to live with, I've married the woman I can't live without. I nearly got through it. I'd like to propose a toast to my beautiful wife. To Claire. That's all part of the act. Right, on to Steve and Guy.
Good man.
Imagine naked. Good afternoon, everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Steve.
And my name's Guy, and we're not only here to say some kind words about everyone here today, but also give Brad a good grilling as well.
If we can. Yeah, over the last few months, Guy and I have been racking our brains to try and think of some times that Mr. Perfect over here has fallen from greatness. It has genuinely been very difficult, but one particular time I can personally remember, we were up in Yorkshire and the Adams family were kind enough to invite me on a romantic weekend away to a lodge cabin. And yeah, we went for a bike ride through the Yorkshire Dales. My good man James Diggins was with us as well. Say hi, Diggs. There he is. Me and bikes, they just do not go together, and these two guys cycled off way too quickly for my liking, so I was a little bit behind. But when eventually I came around the corner to find Diggs's head in his hands and the bike's on the floor and a Brad-sized hole through a dry stone wall, I instantly knew what had happened. So I could barely contain my tears when I saw what was going on until the ambulance came, and that's when I just burst into laughter. He actually came out of it just with a swollen knee, I believe, and a scar on his hand. So actually it didn't come off too bad. He actually looked pretty cool. So he didn't really fall from greatness, really, did he?
Well, no, he didn't. And I think the main point is it's normally me and Steve that make the mistakes, so it's quite fun to be up here and actually speak to Brad for a change. So yeah, no, he didn't fall from greatness. We're talking about cycling. A few years ago now, me and Brad went on a cycling trip into France. I actually managed to get him onto a train, which I didn't expect to happen. I thought I might be cycling the whole way, but I managed to do that. So we ended up in quite a nice golf resort. And we thought, right, we'll go out and indulge what the night has to offer. And once I finished indulging, I staggered back to the hotel with the key. When Brad was done, he came back, obviously couldn't get to his room, couldn't get in. So he clambered up the side of the building, typical, and he was banging on the window to try and get in with no answer from me. I mean, I heard him banging, but I thought, this is way too funny, I'm not getting in. So, So anyway, Brad managed to get down somehow and got himself locked. I don't know how he managed it, but he managed to get locked in the kitchen. The door must have slammed behind him. Only just got woken and rescued by the kitchen staff in the morning. So when me and Steve were chatting about this, we thought, that's it, we've got one. We've got like a really good story saying Brad's messed up on for the speech. But no. That'd be too easy. What happened was, in typical Brad style, he managed to get a formal apology from the management and two free breakfasts. So he didn't quite fall from greatness.
So we're going to do exactly what everyone else has done, as you usually do, because it's tradition. So we just want to say thank you to the bridesmaids. You both look fantastic today. Really, honestly do. And well done again for getting Claire to the wedding. I know she wasn't sure at first, but it went well in the end. So well done.
A little bit of pushing, it was fine.
Jane, Jackie, also, you're absolutely stunning today. Now, this is the first time I've been involved in a big wedding, but one thing I've definitely learned is don't annoy the mums. Definitely not. If they come and ask you to do something, it's already too late, you should have done it. That's what I've learned. But in all seriousness, thank you very much for your help in organising this big day. It's absolutely fantastic. And we want to take this opportunity to thank you, just in case we don't get a chance to sort of say so later on.
I've just drunk Jane's drink. Not going in traditional order, I now want to say Claire. What a stunning bride. She was always going to look amazing, she always does, and today in particular she looked even better. Claire, you look lovely today. I'm sure everyone in the room agrees. I also wanted to say well done, and Brad's kind of already done this, but well done for organising the day basically on your own, other than the exceptions of the two mums, of course. I think Brad had one job, and I think that was probably the band. And I mean, band, have you even been paid yet? No, they haven't been paid yet. No. And I think the suit fittings as well. I think we were supposed to go get some suit fittings, but Brad didn't organise that. I think actually Jackie ended up doing that. Thank you very much, Jackie. That was really lovely of you. And thank you, Jane, for sorting out our shirts, by the way, as well. They nearly got any. We weren't going to do it, so someone had to.
Okay, so now to the big kahunas, the daddies, if you will. Tim, Brian. Now, there's two ways we can do this whole speech thing. I'll give you an option. We can end up having a free bar for everyone here today.
Or we tell everyone what you did on the honeymoon. On the stag do. Free bar! It's great when you know the band. Excellent. So now it's for the long bits that we were supposed to learn, and I'm probably going to ad-lib most of it. So here we go. So meeting Brad. We were very young. We both went to the same primary school, and Brad was actually in a separate class to me. It was probably around when we were about 4 or 5 years old. It's really, really funny growing up with someone that you've known since that age, because particularly Brad, he looks exactly the same as he did when he was 4 or 5. He facially hasn't changed at all in any way, but he was as competitive back then as he is now. Yeah, I'm telling you, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Every single football game at playtime was like the Champions League Cup final. And where's Sam Edward? Put your hand up. He was on their team. He was in a different class, not on my team. These guys were the enemy back in the day, and there was always arguments to who won that game in the playground. It was the most important thing of our lives at the time. But again, this is where I forget my words, and we keep going.
It's live.
Yes, it's a live thing. So. But yeah, he was as competitive as he was back then as he is now, but it was a little bit easier back in the day because when he was playing football, when he was a lot smaller, you could kick him up in the air a little bit more. Obviously he hits the gym a bit more now, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, so when I first met Brad, he looked about 4 or 5, but that's more about 16. We both worked in the same place. And when I met him, I thought, this guy has way too much energy. He was just active, doing things all the time. I don't know why we got on so well, we really don't, but nevertheless we are where we are. So, yeah, over the years, we've been on loads of lads' holidays, really sort of active lads' holidays, which Brad has organised. Are you like to give me a hand listing off a few? Is that right?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
You
No problems, yeah.
So small.
Quite hard to see. It's quite hard to see all these.
Can you see them or not?
No, there's quite a lot, mate. I don't think we're going to
Hang on, mate. I've got something.
Yeah. It's cheap laugh.
Keep laughing. Think of that switch. Always really nice and dark.
Do you know what? I'm actually wearing contacts today, so this is really blurry. But anyway, I'll keep going.
Okay, so we've got hiking,
Snowboarding,
mountain biking,
walking,
climbing. Getting the gist yet? Camping,
running,
canyoning,
whitewater rafting,
tightrope walk,
zorbing,
sumo wrestling.
bullfighting.
Well, I mean, some of them aren't exactly true, but you're getting the gist.
Nice one. Yeah, me too. So anyway,
No, yeah, I was just going to say about those though. Seriously, Brad, I'm absolutely knackered.
when I first met Claire, I'm not going to mug you off, Claire, don't worry. When I first met Claire, Brad and I were living together in a flat in South Woodland Ferrers, and he told me so much about this little blonde stuff with a little bit of attitude, and I thought, get in there. Excellent, that is great. I'm going to finally, he's not going to be at my neck all day trying to do something. He's actually got himself a bird. But anyway, no, eventually it was really good. Brad actually came up with the idea of taking our missus out for a double date, and mine was obviously with my lovely other half, Danielle, and Brad obviously invited Claire, of course, that's what you do in a double date. And we ended up going to a place called Back in Time in Chelmsford City, and it is, for those of you that don't know it, it is basically a cheap American diner, which on weekdays you get 50% off, and of course we went on a Wednesday night. So it was lovely though, it was really nice to meet Claire. I got a chance to question her about a couple of things. I could feel the nerves pouring out of her when we were doing it, and I was asking her, what are you into, what kind of music do you listen to, why Brad, are you well? And but eventually we got to know her really, really well, and it was quite funny actually. That particular night, I was shocked by the order that she made. She actually went for the ribs, which I thought was a bit of a masculine dish. So I'm just pointing at Ashley because she went for them last night. But actually, the funny thing about it was it came with a dog bowl, and it was that moment just to put the ribs in. That moment, I thought, yeah, get him, mate, she's a keeper.
For me, when Brad first started seeing Claire, before I even knew, there was a day that I remember I thought, something's up, something's not right with him. As he come to me and said, Guy, do you want to go out for a drink? I thought, this is weird, normally it's like mountain climbing, cattle wrangling, something like that. So it turned out that he wanted some advice on this girl he'd met at work. Brilliant. So we got to the pub, and I was worried I'm going to have to give him the birds and the bees talk. But we're all right. So it actually was mentioned during the meal that he was seeing the manager's niece. I thought, ooh, that's a brave move. But then he started telling me more about her, and the way he was describing her, it was obvious that he really liked her.
Since those younger days when I first met Claire, they've obviously had a long and healthy relationship. They've obviously had their ups and downs and make-up shower time.
Oh, exactly. It's a modern world. What modern couple doesn't? Over the years they've gone from strength to strength. They have been on amazing holidays, beautiful home, successful careers. 2 really expensive house cats. I don't know what that's for. It was written down, so I've said it. But now they can finally be happy.
Well, until maybe the kids phase. I don't think it'd be too happy then. Well, we might be happy first of all, but there would be plenty of restless. I don't know. I haven't got kids, but this guy told me. And I'm sure all the other parents in the house can say that is one hell of a unrestful time. So just take it easy on the honeymoon, brothers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm sorry, I really want to say. Thanks very much for dragging us into this situation, Brad. It's been totally non-stressful. But on behalf of both of us, it's been an absolute honour and a pleasure to be your best man today.
Truly, I believe everyone in the room agrees with us. We genuinely wish you all the best for the future. I'm sure it'll be great. I'm sure whatever you guys go on to do will be amazing. But I'd just like now to everyone, please be upstanding for Mr. and Mrs. Adams, the bride and groom. Too much. I'm afraid it doesn't quite end there, so we've still just got one more little thing that we would like to share with you. Now, just really quickly, I know obviously a lot of you know, Claire is a teacher. Claire, are you a teacher?
Yes.
Yes, she's a teacher. Claire's mum a teacher.
Yes.
Other teachers in the house? Are there any other teachers in the house? Give us a whoop. I thought we were more. That's enough. We'll carry on anyway, regardless. Okay, not a problem. So, it's, as you know, it's the end of term, and we've actually had some report cards come through, which is quite exciting. So Guy, what have you got there? What have you got here?
Do you want to pick one?
Yeah, can I? Do you mind? I'll go for this one here. Oh, right. Ooh, it's an A-star student, so someone's been very good. I don't know why I took that off, I'm trying to be like Rockstar. Okay, I'm going to read it out and I want you all to guess who this person is, okay? So here we go. A-star, may I just add, grade. Blank is a very well-organised individual. She has achieved a lot this year. She's proved to be able to bring a large group of wine-hungry ladies together, keep them all in line for 3 days, and return them all home safely, with just 2 exceptions. Get my words out. One being twisted ankle, and the other one being someone receiving muscle damage while riding a very large sausage. Yeah. Blank struggles to loosen up at times. We encourage Blank to be more dirty-minded. On a video, Mr. and Mrs. Core on the stag and hen do's, questions like, who does the weekly shopping? Just doesn't really cut it, really, does it? Luckily, one other pupil was there to shake things up a little bit. Overall, a pleasure to teach this year. Have a guess who that is?
Emma.
We got Pete in there.
Okay, so I'll pick one.
Have a little pick, mate. Yeah, have a little pick of one of these.
Okay. Also, it's a pair of students, a pair of individuals, also an A-star. Let's see what it says here. Now, I'm very proud of these two this year. Blank, almost did it. Blank is a very active individual, must run in the family. A very kind and caring individual also. It is my understanding that a recent school excursion, some pupils call him the butterfly whisperer. I wasn't there on that excursion, but obviously some of the students here are. It worked. And now to Blank. Blank has been a delight this term. She has done a fantastic job on bringing people together and making others feel welcome. Definitely not the type of pupil to cross if you haven't attended the suit fittings on time. But regardless, an absolute pleasure to teach this year. We're sure both will do fantastic in the future. Well done, Tim and Jackie.
Can I pick one?
Okay, Steve.
Thanks, mate. I'm going to go
Go
with
ahead.
this one here.
Good choice.
Okay, let's have a little go. Again, oh, it must be twins. We've got another pair. A fantastic pair of individuals, starting with Blank. Blank recognises the importance of keeping the group together. Unfortunately, lacks the ability to do so when needed, causing major arguments with another pupil. Okay. We do recognise, however, that Blank is a very caring individual and has done a fantastic job at bringing up his two daughters. Now to Blank. Blank demonstrates love for her daughters on a daily basis. She's kind and caring to all. A lot of the other pupils have described her as the mother hen, although in wedding preparations she's known as the enforcer. Both a pleasure to have had this term, and I hope all the best for the future.
Okay, I'll go for that.
Choose
Yeah,
carefully.
that one. Yeah.
Oh! Sorry. Beast.
Okay. Now, yep, this is definitely an A star. So, this individual has always been friendly and open, but it is very obvious quite recently that she has very poor taste in boys. She has one friend she has taken quite a strong liking to and has taken a huge responsibility in all aspects of their friendship due to his lack of it. A very well organised and successful pupil who will do great in the future. I wish her all the luck in the world, and after teaching her friend for many years, she may need it. And this is
And I'm holding the last one, so I might as well read it out. Is that okay, guys? This one here is... oh, they haven't done very well this year. This was so expected, wasn't it? Ungraded, in fact. Well, it says, I'm afraid I have been unable to grade Blank on this occasion. His lack of input into group activities due to him being a busybody is something we need to keep an eye on. When he does round up some friends, he can be quite bossy, making all the other pupils incredibly tiring activities regardless of whether they feel comfortable doing so. Overall, Blank has been a pain in my arse over the last term, and I'll be glad to pass him over to the next stage of his life. Notes will be passed on to the next teacher. Everybody, I'd like to thank you so much for laughing along with us tonight and not actually at us. We were obviously very nervous throughout the whole day, hence why we probably haven't spoken to many of you. But yeah, once again, thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much. See you on the dance floor.
When I was 6 years old, I broke my leg. I was running from my brother and his friends, and tasted the sweet perfume of the mountain grass I rolled down. I was younger then. Take me back to when I found my heart and broke it here, made friends and lost them through the years. And I've not seen the roaring fields in so long. I know I've grown, and I can't took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. You took the midnight train going anywhere. Found my heart and broke it here. Made friends and lost them through the years. And I've not seen the roaring fields in so long. I know I've grown, and I can't wait to go home.
I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes, singing to Tiny Dancer, and I miss the way you make me feel. It's real, and we watch the sunset over the castle on the hill. One friend left to soak those. One works down by the coast. One has 2 kids but lives alone. One's brother overdosed. One's already on his 2nd wife. One's just barely getting by. But these people raised me, and I can't wait to
Claire.
Come on, skinny love, just let's sing it. Pour a little song we'll never hear.
My, 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 my.
Staring at the sea across the view.
Hey, how's it going? You're right, we're called Winston Lads. Thank you so much for having us, Brad and Claire. It's an honour. Let's stick with the Beatles, let's do this.
Come on,
this on you. I'm not bound not to miss on you. I'm not bound not to get lucky. I'm not bound not to get lucky. I'm not bound not to get lucky. Now I feel like me. It's prom night and I am lonely, I won't be home. Got you classing now. Tell me this must be fake. My lips start to shake. How does she know who I am? Oh, why does she give a damn about me?
She took it so I amazing, baby. Come with me Friday, don't say maybe. I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby.
Just while I taste, oh yeah, I guess it makes me smile. I found it hard to find a well. A denier, a denier, a denier, a denier. That doesn't sleep. I'll find the king of the hill, top of the heap. When you started in old New York, just like this. Make it, I'll make it.
My uncle and my boyfriend.
We're 1,000 miles from comfort. We have traveled land and sea. But as long as you are with me, there's no place I'd rather be. I would wait forever, exalted in the scene. But as long as I am with you, my heart continues to beat. With every step we take, Kyoto to the bay, strolling so casually. We're different and the same, gave you another name, switch up the battery. If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. No, with all of your heart, you can't shame me. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. We set out on a mission to find our inner peace, make it everlasting, so nothing's incomplete. It's easy being with you, sacred simplicity. As long as we're together, there's no place I'd rather be. With every step we take, Kyoto to the bay, strolling so casually. We're different and the same, gave you another name, switch up the batteries. If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. No, with all of your heart, you can't shame me. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be.